Hi, I'm Sarah Beth Dolinger, an undergraduate research fellow from Auburn University. Thank you for attending my presentation. Today, I will be discussing the influence of sport participation on mental health and physical health in adolescents from rural low-income families. A little bit of background: sport participation during adolescence has a positive influence on physical health and may allow adolescents to increase physical activity levels. Further, increased physical activity levels have been associated with decreased mental health burdens. Yet, adolescents from low-income backgrounds may be at elevated risk for mental and physical health disparities. The purpose of this study was to investigate the relationship between sport participation and physical activity and mental health in rural low-income high school students. For the present study, wellness fairs were conducted at 4 Title I high schools in rural Alabama. Title I schools are schools in which at least 40% of students come from low-income families and receive free or reduced meals. A total of 253 students, ranging in age from 15 to 18 years, participated in the study. Measures included the PROMIS Pediatric Anxiety, Depressive Symptoms, Psychological Stress Experiences, Physical Stress Experiences, and Physical Activity questionnaires. Additionally, a sport participation questionnaire was collected. For the purpose of this presentation, we will only discuss these measures, but others are included in the forthcoming paper. Looking now at our results, we will begin with comparing self-report physical activity levels to anxiety symptoms. Total physical activity level is represented on the x-axis, while total anxiety symptom score is represented on the y-axis. Females are represented by black circles, while males are represented by blue X's. Females showed greater anxiety symptoms with greater physical activity levels, which was not as expected, but no relationship was observed between anxiety symptoms and physical activity levels for males. Looking now at self-report physical activity levels and depressive symptoms. For each figure, physical activity level is represented on the x-axis and depressive symptom score is represented on the y-axis. Left-hand column figures are for males and right-hand column figures are for females. One-sport female athletes and multi-sport female athletes showed greater depressive symptoms with greater physical activity levels, but no relationship was observed between depressive symptoms and physical activity levels for non-athlete males, non-athlete females, one-sport male athletes, and multi-sport male athletes. Looking now at the relationship between sport participation and depressive symptoms. Number of sports is represented on the x-axis and depressive symptom score is represented on the y-axis. Non-white participants are represented by circles and Caucasian white participants are represented by X's. Caucasian white participants showed lower depressive symptoms with greater number of sports played, but no relationship was observed between depressive symptoms and sport participation for non-white participants. Looking now at the relationship between sport participation and psychological stress symptoms, again, number of sports is represented on the x-axis and psychological stress score is represented on the y-axis. Non-white participants are represented by circles and Caucasian white participants are represented by X's. Caucasian white participants showed lower psychological stress with greater number of sports played, but no relationship was observed between psychological stress and sport participation for non-white participants. Limitations of the present study included having a small sample size compared to cohort studies. Additionally, due to limited household income variability, we were unable to compare income's influence on sport participation, physical activity levels, and physical and mental health. Future directions include analyzing differences between team versus individual sports and year-round versus seasonal sports on physical and mental health. Further, longitudinal investigations are needed to understand how these relationships may change throughout adolescence. Thank you for your attention, and please feel free to contact me with any further questions.